This is April Fool's Day. Let's see who's a fool. um, let's go. April Fool's Day. Let's get some expireds going. Why do we like to make calls on the first? What's important about making calls on the first? It's the most expireds. If you're someone that works expired listings, then this is the best day for you to be making calls on the first of the month and the last day of the month as well. So I'm making calls live. That's what I'm doing right now. I am reaching out to sellers who failed to sell their home, whether it was the price was too high, the agent didn't do anything, the marketing, whatever the reason is, the home didn't sell. So those are the people that I'm calling right now. And my job is to be a real estate search and rescue team. I'm supposed to go out and see who has a need and then fulfill the need for them. So you're going to hear a lot of wrong numbers. You're going to hear a lot of people hang up on me. All of that is very normal when making your calls. And I'll tell you, it's not as bad as you think. My 14-year-old daughter makes expired calls. She gets cussed out. And you know what she does? She laughs about it and moves on and makes the next call. If a 14-year-old can do it, I guarantee that you, as a grown adult who has bills to pay, you can definitely make your phone calls and deal with a few people cussing you out. You are going to be 100% fine. You will make it through. But yes, everyone experiences call reluctance at some point in their career. That's totally normal. The best way to get over call reluctance is to call a warm lead, call a friend, do a role play, whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself in the mental space that you can start making your calls. Because if you do not start reaching out to clients on a daily basis, whether it's through social media, if you use your social media and that's how you get your clients, keep doing it if that's what works for you. If you cold call probates, like I see Absolute Top Dollar, she's the queen of probates in Jacksonville, Florida. What's up, girl? How you doing? Whatever niche you're working at some point in your career, you're gonna have to talk to people. So right now I'm showing you that I'm not. Hello? Hey, do I have the pleasure to speak with Stephen? Hi, Mr. Barbie. My name is Jessica Nelson. I'm helping one of your neighbors in Devonshire Village. And I was just curious, is this an error that your home came off the market? Did it actually sell? Oh, okay. Are you interested in a cash offer, sir? You wouldn't be interested in receiving an offer from a qualified buyer? Sure. Is there a better time for us to talk? Again, totally normal to get hung up on. So there's two reasons why a seller would turn down a cash offer. One, because they don't believe you have one. The other, because they're just not serious about selling. Somebody like that, I'm going to call them back because they probably are just tired of getting hammered by all of these realtors. At some point in time, they're probably going to do something. Exactly. I love it. My girl Caroline just said next. So listen, if you can make phone calls on the internet in front of anyone, there's nothing you can't do. Anyone who wants to get on here and make your expired calls live with me, send me a DM and I will send you a link so that you can come on and make your phone calls with me. I love it. It takes a lot of guts to do this in front of other people, but it's also going to make you a better cold caller. Again, so who am I calling right now? I'm calling sellers whose homes failed to sell. Today in our MLS, there's 471 expired listings. That's a pretty big list for us to get through. A lot of these numbers are going to be wrong numbers, people who change their mind, totally normal. It's absolutely to be expected. What you're looking for is someone who needs your skills to get their home sold, someone who still really needs to sell their home that you can help. That's who you're looking for when you're making these phone calls. It definitely helps if you're calling in an area where there's more than one language, learn that language. If I lived in a Ukrainian speaking neighborhood, I would try to learn Ukrainian. If you are doing a lot of business in an area where the predominant language is not English, try to learn whatever language that is so you can help more people. What's up, Keelan? We got Keelan on here from Massachusetts. Great cold caller. He calls expireds, just sold, just listed, absentee owners. I wish you guys could see my screen, see my dialer. I haven't figured out how to do that yet on Instagram Live, but when I do, I'll be able to show you my dialer. So as I'm making these phone calls, I'm looking at the listings and looking for things like homes I've sold near them, right? So sometimes neighbors know each other. I'm looking for some sort of connection, something that I can help them with. So like this home is in a neighborhood called Ridgecrest Village. I've sold 2 homes in that community. I'm going to ask the seller, hey, do you know so-and-so? I just helped them sell their home. It makes it a warmer expired call if you actually know something about their neighborhood or something about them, the football team, something that can kind of start the conversation that is a little bit more personal. That always helps. Because they're used to hearing the scripts. They're used to hearing, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of getting your home sold? They're used to hearing that. You know what they're not used to hearing? Oh my goodness, you guys are at Walnut Creek. How good is your football team this year? That was amazing. You guys went all the way. That's a conversation that feels a lot more natural, and it's an easier start to getting into your script. So if your approach is just straight into scripts and that's working for you, great. Don't change it. But if that approach isn't really working for you, try something else. Try being more of a human, less of a ISA. If you don't know what an ISA is, an inside sales associate, it's generally a virtual assistant that makes calls for you. They're a little bit robotic. Not always. Some great ISAs are not robotic at all. If y'all have any questions for me, drop them in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions. I have now gone through 6 contacts and I've only talked to 2 people. That's, again, very normal when cold calling. Nobody has any questions about calling expireds? I'm here to help y'all. Hello. Yep. Yes. Oh, yeah. You just got to tell him, hey, he didn't know I made the introduction, and JLM will protect you. Just call him or text him, however you like to communicate with him, because sometimes we don't know. What's your friend's name? Solis? I would just say, who? Okay, I would just say, hey, my friend Pierre, I was telling him about you, and I was going to set up a confidential meeting, but I think that he wanted to talk to you directly. So be on the lookout. He's probably going to call you. He's probably going to call you directly. Let me know if I should be on the third party call. But because that's not abnormal. Sometimes agents they feel like it should be a secret, so they're like, "Oh, I don't want my boy to know." They'll just reach out to so and so directly. I'm actually on a live right now. That's why I'm being so secretive about names. Yeah. Yeah, ask him if you should be on the third party call. And sometimes like I would just tell him like, hey, the person's like a little bit they're looking for confidentiality because of, relationships or whatever. So I just wasn't you could just say to him, hey, I wasn't sure if I should be on the call or not. But he's my guy and I'm sending him over. JLM is like super, super cool in that he has told numerous people that I didn't even know, and Aaron too, that I didn't even know they set up their party calls, and they will ask them, "Hey, who did you hear about the company from?" And when that person says, "Oh, Jessica Nelson," I may not even be on the call, and all of a sudden I'll see them on my onboarding because both Aaron and JLM were like, "No, you need to name her since she told you about it." Yeah, yeah, perfect, perfect. I just don't think that they realize. I think that they think they're saving you work and like they don't always want people to know their business. It's fine. Like we have such good mentors, you're always protected. But it's good to let them know because sometimes they just don't know. Yes, sir. Yeah, I would say that's accurate. What about you? Did you finish it already? You don't even have the application? Ay, Dios. I'm going to send it to you right now. Okay, let me do it. Okay, but you closed all your deals or you have something right now that's open? When does your pending deal close? Okay. I would say wait. If you can, I would, yeah. Do you have your agreements to know what you're going to get paid on that one? Is it through inspections already and appraisal? All right, I'm going to send you the link. I don't know what your ISA looks like with them, but generally when I've seen other people come over from boutique like smaller firms, if the deal is through inspections and through appraisal, they pay them out like they normally would have. If some other agent has to like go and do the appraisal or has to go and do the inspection, they won't pay you out your full amount. But I don't know for sure. Look at your agreement. All right, I'm going to send you this link right now. 69433. There's a lot of Jessica Nelsons in the company. Let me know if you have trouble finding me. Yeah, it's like having a name like Jane Smith. There's so freaking many of us. It's crazy. All right, so when you fill out the application, your broker doesn't see it. Not until you actually remove your license from your brokerage will they know anything. So you could fill this out today or whenever you feel like it, but your brokerage won't know anything. It's when you call. So, like in Texas, we do it ourselves on the Trek website. In New Jersey, I couldn't do it myself. It had to be done through the brokers. Like the broker removed my license from the old broker and then moved it to EXP. So I don't know for sure in California. I kind of think it's the broker, but who might know would be Alex, because didn't he remove his license already? Okay. Yeah, I think you have to. I can ask JLM, but I think that you have to go to the broker to remove you. I don't think you can do it yourself in California. Come get on the phones. I'm literally on IG Live right now prospecting. You'll be all right. You know how to handle that. I I'm not live right now, so I can't say too much, but I'm with you. All right, let me get back on these calls. I've been calling expired. Okay, bye. Okay, pardon the interruption. That was one of our new agents. He's awesome. Y'all will love him. All right. Making expired calls, calling sellers right now. So many no answers. Totally normal. Still annoying because we want to talk to more sellers. If anyone wants to call sellers with me, you're welcome to hop in my studio. Just DM me and I'll send you the link to come and make live calls with me. Hi, I'm looking for Carlos or Claudia regarding the property at 2715 Grove Ridge. Give me a call back at 214-751-6722. Thank you. At a certain point in time, if you're not getting any pickups, I strongly suggest changing numbers, which I'm probably going to do in about 15 minutes if I don't have more pickups. Not a lot of pickups. I'm gonna change my number and try again. When you're talking to a client, always stand up. But if you need a little break to sit, it's okay. Hi, is this the Martinez family? Hello? Brutus? So while I'm in between pickups, if anyone has questions about making expired calls, go ahead and drop your questions. I'm here to help you. I'm making live expired calls right now. Today is the first of the month. It's the best day to be calling expireds because there's so many of them. For example, in our MLS, we had 471 added today. So if you want to know more about how to call expired listings, just go ahead and drop your questions. If you want to get on here and role play with me, let me know. I can send you a link. We can do it live. I'm here to help you to do more deals. And I'm letting everyone see exactly what I do to list 50 homes a year. It's not that complicated. It's a matter of sifting through wrong numbers, no pickups, and talking to people who actually want to sell their homes. So what questions do y'all have for me? Gloria, I love what you have to say because that's how everyone feels. And on some days, even people who make their phone calls feel the same way. Like, we're just nervous or we don't want to get on the phones. The best thing that you can do is to start by making a warm call. Call somebody that you already know, like, and trust, who know, likes, and trust you, and practice. You can call like an old client, you can call a friend and do like a role play, just something to get you warmed up. And then the other calls will be a lot easier. But it's totally normal to feel this way, Gloria. A lot of people are like, oh my goodness, where do I get started? If you go on my feed and you see my daughter, the girl who's much taller than me, Kenzie, she makes calls. She loves to call expireds. And it was very eye-opening to me that a 14-year-old said, these people are crazy. Why are they cussing? And I was like, why are they cussing? You know what? She has a point here. Because it's not about you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just about them being frustrated. So having that mentality like a 14-year-old, like, hey, it's just part of the job. Some people are angry. It's okay. It's no big deal. Keep going. Will definitely help anyone who's maybe nervous about getting started or thinking someone's going to be mad at me for making these calls. Just be like like my 14-year-old. No big deal. We'll move on to the next one. Hello. Hey there. Do I have the pleasure to speak with the homeowner at 2010 Summer Sky Lane? Oh, okay. Do you know who I should be getting in touch with to make these calls stop for you, sir? Oh, okay. Is it Vanessa? Is that who I should be talking to? That's a contact. Whether or not they wanted to talk to you or if they're the right number, they're still a contact. And contacts equal contracts. So what other questions do y'all have? Making expired calls. What questions do y'all have for me? I'm doing it live right now. I'm on the dialer. I can talk to you in between. Oh, Princess Angel Talks. Great question. Can I call people on Zillow or do I have to check their number on the DNC list? Great question. So the DNC list is really meant for political donations, religious donations, selling products, scam artists. If you are calling people with an intention to help them and you do not get paid unless they get what they want, then you are not technically soliciting. Soliciting, the definition of it is trading a service or a good for money. You technically do not get paid until the client has been completely satisfied. So you may not even get paid at all. You might go out there and do work for no reason. You are not a solicitor. You are offering a professional service. And at this point, you don't even know if you want to work with that client. At this point, all you're doing is finding out what their needs are and whether or not you can help them. So I would strongly suggest that you call anyone who might need your help as a real estate professional, whether or not they're on the DNC. However, if they say to you, please don't ever contact me again, we never, ever argue. All we say is, absolutely, I am so sorry. I will never contact you again. Please forgive me. That's it. Sometimes you're going to have people who like want to argue with you. They're going to be like, who do you work for? And I'm taking your name, and just say, you know what? I'm so sorry. I missed your name. It won't happen again. And you just move on. So definitely call numbers on the DNC, but also be respectful. It's a great question. How do I create my list? So I buy the data, Princess, from Vulcan 7. If you use my name, I have an affiliate. My name is Jessica Nelson, and you'll be able to get a small discount if you want to use Vulcan 7. A lot of the newer agents that I'm coaching who aren't certain if they really want to be cold callers or maybe aren't completely sold on being in real estate yet, they use a less expensive service. It's called My Plus Leads. It doesn't have all the features of Mojo and Vulcan 7, but it does have good data that you can use. Mark Levine. My pleasure. Happy to help anytime. Whenever you guys are making calls and you get screened and it says, say your name, you always say the name of the client. If you've ever read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, what is the sweetest sound in the world to every human being? It's the sound of their own name. So if you want people to answer your calls, say their name, not yours. When you get those screening services that say your name after the beep. I have so many more pickups when I do that versus saying my own name. Speaking of the Dale Carnegie book, one of the things he said is the reason why people love their own names is, you see it like, people put their names on statues, they put their names on wings of hospitals. It's no different when you work with your clients. They love the sound of their own name. Ooh, I think I missed somebody there. Hello? Sometimes people pick up and hang up. They've probably gotten 1,000 calls today. Not abnormal. Rosie, what are the best times of day to call and how many calls is best to make per day? However you get to a minimum of 20 contacts a day, whether you call in the morning or the afternoon, it really doesn't matter as long as you make the calls. For me personally, I like to call in the morning because I'm the freshest, the brightest, my brain works the best, the mouth works the best. So I always make calls from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. no matter what. And then I like to do follow-up calls in the afternoon, kind of like what I'm doing right now. If I haven't set at least one appointment in the morning, then I make calls again in the afternoon. A contact is any person that you've spoken to and you've asked them a business-related question. So sometimes when I get wrong numbers, I'll ask questions like, how about you? When do you plan on moving? And that can count as a contact because you never know who you're going to get business from. I have gotten a $1.4 million listing in McKinney from calling a wrong number. For some reason, the number was of like a neighbor of the expired. And she said, oh, they didn't sell that home. I'm thinking about putting my home on the market. What do you think I could get for mine? I ended up setting the appointment and we ended up listing and selling that property. So you do have opportunities and wrong numbers. You just have to ask them. Hey, when do you plan on moving? What about you? Do you have any real estate needs? Do you have any questions about the market? Any types of questions like this will kind of start a conversation if they have any interest in moving at all. That's great. If you did it this morning and this afternoon, then you're perfect. Rosie, if you want to join our prospecting group, we have a private Zoom. You can send me a DM and I'm happy to give you access to it. It's free. It's just a bunch of people who cold call together, so we're not alone. It's more fun with a group of friends. And you can hear what they're saying and what's working. Some of the cold callers in our private group are really, really strong. And they're in different markets, you know, Florida, California, Texas, Indiana, New Jersey. So we get to hear what everyone's doing and how it works. Here, I'm going to text you my number so that you can get in on it. Just send me, that's my number. Just send me a text and I'll reply with the access to the private Zoom. Yeah, Illinois is perfect. We have a couple, and so is Georgia. I mean, we have cold callers across the country. Usually the people on the East Coast start really early, like around 7 in the morning, my time, because I'm central. And then the people on the West Coast tend to go a little later into the day. They're usually on later in the afternoon. So 38 minutes now, and I've only talked to 4 people. That means my phone number is coming up as spam. What you're going to want to do when it's been this long and you haven't talked to a lot of people, you're going to want to disconnect from the dialer. Yes, it's free. You're going to want to disconnect from the dialer and then enter a different number, a number that's less likely to be spam so that you can get more pickups. I wish I could share my screen on lives, but apparently we can't do that yet. All right, so I am changing my number. Yeah, that was way too long. If you're going like 30 plus minutes and you're only talking to 2 or 3 people, you have to change your caller ID. You're coming up as spam. So you're getting blocked from talking to a lot of people. All right, so I'm changing numbers. And I'm going to get back on the dialer with a new number. That way more people can pick up. I know you guys can't see my screen, but what I'm doing right now is I'm picking out the people that I want to call. And what I like to choose is neighborhoods where I've already sold homes so that I can have conversations with people that I actually know something about. If you're just getting started, that's going to be a little hard. Like if you haven't sold a lot of homes in different neighborhoods. So you'll learn as you go. It's okay. Personally, I like to sell in neighborhoods where I actually know the prices, I understand the trends, and I can speak to the client in a way that helps them. An area that I hate selling, but unfortunately I'm very good at it, is it's called Forney here in Texas. And Forney is an area that has a lot of new construction, and many of the notes there are underwater. The homes are worth less now than what they owe on the home because they bought it during pandemic and they overpaid, and the neighborhood is not complete. It's still being built out. So sometimes in these areas, you have people that have to move, right? They lost their job, they're having a baby, they're getting divorced, that whatever reason why somebody might need to move. And what we've been doing a lot of work for them there is creative finance, seller financing, sub-to financing, rentals, rental to own. We've been having to get really creative in that area. But one of the reasons I like calling it is I can actually help them. I know that they're talking to 15 agents who have no idea what to do. And I know that I can help them. So when I get on the phone, I'm very confident to call an area that I understand the trends. I know what's going on there. And the more you guys cold call and the more you see trends in your market, the more confident you're going to be when you're talking to sellers that you can help. And that just takes time. You know, it's like going to the gym. Like, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm sure many of you are too, because we're Americans. We're all overweight. I've been doing the Stairmaster now for 3 months. I have been going on that damn thing. Have you guys ever been on a Stairmaster where you walk up the stairs? Like, it's not fun. There's no part of that that's fun. You're like huffing and puffing. You got sweat coming off your face. It's, you know, you're there purely out of like results. I've been doing this thing now for almost 4 months, and I do it 4 to 5 days a week. And what I've learned through this is that there is a level of confidence in yourself that comes from showing up and doing the hard things day after day. Because what would have been the easier thing for me to do? Taking the shot, right? Like, I'm not hating on the shot. My dad takes it. He has diabetes. But I was like, hey, you know, I'm active. Your sister's coming from. So the easier thing would be to take the shot, right? Like, we could eat whatever we want. We're not going to gain weight. But what you learn from doing the hard things is that it empowers you to be more confident, and you're going to end up over time having a lifestyle change. You're not going to be the same person. So what happens when I've been getting on this dang Stairmaster for a year, right, guys? And I've been eating healthy for a year. I'm not going to be the same person that I was before. I am going to have a better lifestyle. I'm going to be a healthier person. And it's the same thing with making your calls and actually doing the hard work. Over time, it's going to get easier, just like you get stronger in the gym, just like the foods that you used to find disgusting that are healthy, you now start to like them after a while. It's the same thing with doing the hard work of prospecting. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. All right. When you say you change your number, you already have a list of numbers. Are you just editing your caller ID? Yes, I am just editing my caller ID. So I have 26 numbers that I use at this point, and I switch them out probably every hour. And you can tell when your numbers get blocked, just switch it. Are you working out of an automatic dialer program? Yes. Currently, I'm using Vulcan 7. I don't care what y'all use, whether it's Enzo Dialer, Vulcan 7, Mojo, MyPlus Leads, Arch Dialer, RedX. There's so many of them. Just use something so that you can get on and make your calls. Those are great questions. Anyone who wants to be on our private Zoom, it's like I said, it's free. It's for people who prospect. Here is my number. If you want to be added, just send me your name, and I will be happy to add you. Perfect. So I'm going to get back on the dialer. I've gone through the list of people I want to call. Like I said, I've picked out areas that I've sold before that I know something about. That's just my personal comfort level. You can call wherever you guys, feel is a good fit for you. Switched my number, getting back on the dialer. I call Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays because I work full time. Any advice for me? So I guess it just depends how much business you want to do. What's up, Alex? You heard me say Enzo. That's right. If you guys want to learn more about the Enzo dialer, reach out to Alex. He's one of our partners in California. Great agent. Priscilla, just send me a text. I'm happy to put you on it. I'll put my number back in there in case you missed it. So Priscilla, I want to give you a good answer to that question. I call Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays because I work full time. Any advice for me? There's a lot of agents that work part-time, and as long as they dedicate the time that they have to servicing clients, they do good business. There's a gentleman right now in our Zoom room. His name is Jonathan, and Jonathan had a great Hey Renee, my name is Jessica Nelson. I'm curious if this is your property on Coventry Lane and if it's still available. My direct phone number is 214-751-6722. Thank you. And this gentleman that I was describing, Priscilla, he was doing good business part-time. And he just recently, had a situation where he decided to go full-time. And he made more money in 1 month than he did, 6 months at his previous job. He sold like 60,000 in commission in 1 month. So I think it just depends on what you're looking to accomplish and why. If you want to be a full-time agent and your goal is to do, I don't know what market you're in, but here in Texas to do 350 a year is really very, I don't want to say easy, but if you're calling 5 days a week, it's almost impossible not to make 350,000 a year. But, if your goal is just to do 150 part-time as a realtor, calling 3 days a week is fine. That you should be able to make that type of income. It just depends on your goals and what you're looking to accomplish. I don't know what market you're in either. If you're in California and New York, New Jersey, where the price points are higher, you don't need as many deals, obviously, because the commissions are a lot higher. So again, I'm calling expireds. This is the first of the month. It's the best day to call expireds. Having a little bit of trouble getting in touch with people. We've only really talked to, I think, 5 or 6 people now in the 35 minutes we've been live. How long have we been live? 40 minutes. That's pretty low. Oh, you are in DFW. Okay, perfect. Priscilla, you can easily make 150 as a part-time here. If you're dedicated to 3 days of calling, you can easily do that. I would really step up your skills in terms of your conversion skills. So if you're not already doing role play and have scripts that work for you, it would be a good idea for you to get into a strong role play group. That way you don't have to talk to as many people to see the results you want to see. Sometimes it drives me nuts how many wrong numbers there are because I just want to talk to people who need me. My pleasure. If you need a role play group, Priscilla, you can send me a text. I can introduce you to a few. One is free. And the other would be like a small fee. You can send me a text. I'm happy to introduce you. Hi, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hang up on you earlier. Are you handling the sale of 11057 Delford Circle? Do you have any idea how I could get in touch with the person who is? Yes, that'd be perfect. Go ahead. At outlook.com. Okay, perfect. And that was LLC or LCC? That's so funny. I love it. I bet that screws up a lot of people that you don't want to talk to. Oh, I appreciate your help. Other than making all these calls stop, anything else I could do to help you today? All right, take care. Bye bye. So that was a builder's assistant. Surprised that she gave me the email, but it's cool. I'm going to send him a nice little video note. See how I can help him. It looks like they were on the market for 160 days, didn't sell. He probably wants to get his money out of that property. Hello. Hey, I know who it is. How you been? Oh goodness, you'll have to save me some. I know that so many people are getting into that. Is it fun? I I can't wait to hear how it turned out. Yes. No, that's a great question. See, you and I are the same, Mel, because that was my first question. I'm like, well, how can you be interested in a home that's already sold? And the agent informed me that that deal apparently isn't moving forward, and the agent of that home on Roadrunner, reached back out to this buyer's agent to tell them like, hey, we are going to be available. Um, but Exactly. But moreover, Melanie, it's comparing apples to oranges because when I looked at the price points of the neighborhood, they're at like 230 a square foot, whereas your neighborhood is 350. It's not the same neighborhood. Yeah, of course. Uh, mhm. I just don't think so. Their agent is from California. A lovely gal, actually. I really enjoyed working with her because she was like, "Please educate me because I don't want I want my clients to get the better value because I'm going to be the one to resell the home in 10 years." And I was like, "Smart girl, smart girl. Like you're thinking around the right lines here." So she asked for my help. I think they're married. I think they're married. Was he also from California? Okay. Oh, it's probably like me and Kevin. She was getting that. I think that she's the one in charge based on the conversation, but I don't know. Yeah, I think he was just doing her a favor then. Probably they're probably in the same office and she wasn't available. He went and opened the door. Hmm. He had the plumber look. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. That's good. That's actually really good. Well, one of the biggest things that you have that the other home does not is the pool, right? So maybe they can get a steal on that house. I don't know what kind of offer they think they're going to get accepted, but you're going to spend another 200, 250 to put in an outdoor kitchen in a pool with and furthermore, nobody really makes pools with any type of deep end. That's if they actually want what you have, it's going to be almost impossible. So, mhm. If we came up with it would be very where, where we go, we're for less everything. And so we're doing what as little as we can on this, you know, and you, you know, you just gave me a really good idea. Um, there's a gentleman I met last week, and I didn't understand any of this, but it might be something worth you and Dale hopping on a call with him. He does reverse mortgages, which I always thought, like, why would anyone want to do that? But he explained it in a way that it made sense. And I'm going to give you like the botched version because I'm a realtor, not a lender. But what he explained to me is a lot of his clients that are, I don't know if you guys qualify though. Are you over, you're not over 60. Is Dale? Oh, you are? Okay. Well, then I think you would qualify, but I thought it was kind of a crazy thing because I always thought of reverse mortgages as something that like, you know, it's taboo or don't do. But what he explained to me was because the interest rates have gotten so much higher and you only need, I think it's 30% down, that you don't have to pay the monthly, you know, the monthly carry on the home. So there's no out of pocket, and the idea is that if you're going to stay in this house for 10 plus years, that the area is going to appreciate to where it's, you know, you're not going to leave any, it's not going to be a problem for you to sell in that time. I'm doing a terrible job explaining it. I think it'd be better if he explained it, but for you, that could be a really good opportunity. Right. Mhm. I don't know. I mean, it might be worth a 10-minute conversation, see if there's something different. Um, it sounded like if I qualified, I would do that because Texas is always going up. I mean, look, you haven't even owned your home 20 years and it's like doubled. So it makes sense in our area. If we were in an area where it's real volatile and things go down, I probably wouldn't do it. But for here, it's kind of a no brainer if you plan to live somewhere 10 or more years. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm behind you. Whatever you decide, if you just feel like staying is the best option, I mean, it's a great house. Why not enjoy it? Okay. This is really helpful to me because I knew that there were things that you would know that I'm, just not having been into those homes. And I know you have a lot of friends and people that lived locally that you've been inside their properties that tell me, yeah, the doors are hollow. That, everything you just explained to me, you just painted a very different picture other than me saying to the agent, hey, you're comparing Beverly Hills to the Valley, right? These are very different communities. But now I actually have details that I can help her with because she's from California, the agent, and the couple is from Tennessee. They don't really understand the nuances between Chateau de Lac and Bel Lago versus Wichita Creek and the Sanctuary. They just don't get it. They just see like home, land, nice, you know? Ooh, ooh. Why does my service? Did the Wi-Fi turn off? This is so annoying. I pay for the highest internet and it doesn't even work properly. Jesus. Hey there, I'm not sure if I'm calling you at the same time you're calling me because it's going straight to voicemail, but I just tried to call you back, and this is super helpful in describing the value differences in the neighborhoods to the agent. I just don't think that being that neither one is from the area, they really understand, and it'll be helpful to them. You know, you don't want to buy into a neighborhood where your property's value isn't going to appreciate. So hopefully this will help them to understand the difference between Bella Lago and the sanctuary, which there is a big difference, $100 a square foot difference. It's not small. Okay, thanks, Mel. Call me back if you have any questions. I'm going to see if I can have the gentleman, his name is Richard Stewart, connect with you and Dale about the reverse mortgage option. It's probably going to be 15 minutes. If it works, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. But at least you can learn more about it and see if it's a potential option for y'all. I'm sure it'd be very nice to both you and Dale to not have to worry about a monthly mortgage and those expenses, free up cash for you to do other things. All right, get back on. So annoying when my service goes out. I'm back on the dialer now. Ooh, this thing is quiet today. Hi there. Is this the property owner at 2327 North Prairie Creek? Do you know how I could get in touch with them and make these calls stop for you? For some reason, I don't have a name here. It just says LLC. And, usually there is a name. Are you familiar with the address at all? It's in Dallas. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and remove you from my list. Other than that, is there anything else I could do to help you with real estate today? Well, you have a blessed one. Thank you. Bye. Wrong numbers. Be nice to people. You never know who they know. Hola, estoy buscando al dueño de una casa en 2327 North Prairie Creek Road, Dallas. Me llamo Jessica Nelson y estoy un agente de bienes raíces. Mi número es 214-751-6722. Si quieres vender esta casa, llámame. More wrong numbers. What else is new? What other questions y'all have for me while I'm in between calls? The person I was just talking to was actually a client of mine. We have an offer from a client or a potential client, potential buyer, and the buyer is coming from out of state. They don't really understand the differences in value of communities, right? Because location, 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 it's the number one most important feature of a home or variable of a home's value. The agent who is helping them recently moved here from California, and then the buyers are from Tennessee, so they don't necessarily understand the differences in communities. So it's on me as the listing agent to help their agent be able to communicate that value. Hi, do I have the pleasure to speak with the homeowner at 2612 Harwood Street? Yes. Have you gotten a lot of calls today from that area? I can imagine more than you want. How did you get connected to this property? Oh, okay. You do own it. Yeah, it's strange because you probably wonder where the heck were they when I was working with my agent. That's a normal thing to consider. A lot of people call you now because generally the previous agent just wasn't really marketing the property. Did you say you've already accepted an offer? Okay, sure. Is this your cell phone? Let me ask you this because I do a lot of cash out offers. I have one right now in Mesquite and another one in Forney that I'm helping a seller like yourself. We never even went on the market. We just brought them offers and they picked the one they wanted. Do you have a time frame for when you want this done and an amount that you want to take and a commission that you're willing to spend? Oh, for sure. Okay, yes, ma'am. Hi, sir. How are you? Probably tired of talking to realtors, I can imagine. I don't blame you. Between realtors and investors, I'm sure you did not expect to be this popular today. Sir, can you hear me okay? Okay, perfect. So, Eric, your name is Eric, is that right? Eric, my name is Jessica Nelson. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. The question that I was asking your wife was, have you guys already accepted an offer? It sounded like you have not, but you're starting to receive some. Is that right? Yes, I'm a realtor, but I am also capable of bringing you cash out offers if that's something you prefer and you do not want to be on the market. Which would be your preference? So I pay for a third party service. It's called Forewarn, and that's where I receive the number. Yes, sir. Yeah, which number did you prefer I call? I certainly don't want to be asking people that don't want to be contacted. For sure. What's your number, sir? Okay. Okay. No, not at all. I appreciate you being transparent with me. It's the only way I can help you. I don't find that rude at all. Okay, so in terms of like what you would be, what's more important to you, time or money? Do you prefer to, hey, 185 is my number. I won't take a penny less. I don't care if it takes me 2 months. Or are you like, I just want my cash in the next 2 weeks? Which is more important to you? Okay. What would be a number that you would be comfortable with if you did not have to pay any commissions? Okay. And in terms of, I can see the pictures. I know that the windows obviously are boarded up, but what information can you give me on like roof, HVAC? It looks like the windows are boarded up. Is this correct? Oh, this is old pictures I see. You renovated that property. I'm so glad you told me because that makes a big difference. What's the reason why you guys don't want to keep Airbnb and it looks nice? I understand. Okay. Yeah, I don't see why this shouldn't work for you at 160. 200 on the verbal appraisal? Okay. Are you open to seller financing or do you just want to get all of your cash out? No seller financing. Okay. And if I were to bring you an offer for 165 that had no commission on it and they wanted to close in the next 14 days, would that be too soon or would that work for you? So yes. Are there any other liens on the property, like solar panels? Nothing. Okay. So this is just pure equity for you. Okay. Makes perfect sense. You guys were on the market for what, 4 months with your previous realtor? I was just about to ask, did you get any offers in that time? So no offers at all came in? I mean, this is like a cherry puff. You did a lot of work here. I understand. Okay. Well, this is pretty clear to me. Not for these properties. Actually, it's the perfect time for you because this is when people with 1031 exchanges and people who need a tax write-off, like your property being an Airbnb, that's exactly when they buy. You actually chose a great time to be on the market. Fortunately, you just didn't have somebody that could close the deal for you. Okay. Well, this is pretty clear to me. Do you already have an offer coming in? I don't want to waste my time looking for the right buyer if you guys already have something solidified. No. Okay. What is the best email address for you, Eric? At gmail.com. All right. Have you guys ever had any break-ins there? we're starting to have an issue with squatters. Do you have somebody that's been checking on the property, or at least cameras to help you keep an eye on it? Good. I'm really glad to hear that. And I don't mind to go by and take a look for you too. Good. That's a good best friend to have. That's awesome. Where do you live now? Why does my phone keep hanging up? Jesus Christ. This service is going to be the death of me. Okay, so that was a really good call. That's probably a property that I am either going to wholesale or have a creative financer come in and take that over, and I will make my fee from the buyer if I can get my service to work. All right, y'all, I got to get back to work. I hope that this was helpful. And if there's anything that I can do to help you grow your business, just reach out to me. I'm available. I've sent most of you my phone number, so you can call me. If you want to hop on a Zoom and see each other face to face, my Calendly link is in my bio. And as you guys can tell, I'm probably the only realtor you know that will make her cold calls in front of the whole world. I am here to help you, and I'm here to show you that it's not scary. But I'm going to call this gentleman back and make this deal happen. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.